What is up, everybody? Welcome to SkillWarz, a closer look. I'm your host, Impossybull, and today we're going to be talking about the L96A1 sniper rifle. We're going to be going over all the stats you want to know. So first of all, the L96, it's unlocked at rank 0 as part of the recon class, primary weapon of course. It's a bolt action, so it means you're shooting it semi-automatically. And in terms of ammo, it's got 12 rounds in the clip, or 18 if you use extended mags, and 36 rounds in reserve. The damage on the L96 is very high. It does 160 damage per shot in normal mode, and even at the extreme distances, it does 120 damage per shot. So it's going to be a one-shot kill for someone that has 100 health at any distance, as long as you shoot him in the torso. Notice the graph that's on screen, the little chart there that shows your damage. You got a 1.5x headshot multiplier, 0.75 to the upper legs, and 0.5 to the lower legs. The range on the L96 is very long too. It starts dropping off at 150 meters, which is like beyond cross map on most of these maps, or if you play on the bigger maps, that's straight up cross map sniping. And it'll do that 120 damage starting at 180 meters, and it just drops evenly between those numbers there. So that means even if someone has like 150 health or 125 health or whatever, you're still going to be doing that 160 damage all the way out to 150 meters. Now, if you put a suppressor on the L96, it doesn't matter which one you put on, but you put any of the suppressors on, that range is going to be reduced by 50 meters. So it's going to start dropping off at 100 and finish dropping off at 130, which that's a bit easier to hit. So that's why I don't like using the suppressors on the L96. The rate of fire is about 53 rounds per minute, which means you shoot it a little slower than once per second. The reload time on the L96 is 2.9 seconds, which means that when you hit time between when you hit the reload button and you can shoot again is 2.9 seconds. The reload cancel, however, is only 1.9 seconds, which means that the reload cancels the time from when you hit the reload button to your ammo counter goes up. So you hit the reload, as soon as that ammo counter number increases, then you can mantle or knife or something, and you'll keep the ammo in your gun. Even though if you don't do either of those things or whatever, then it'll still take you another second to be able to shoot it. That's why it's a 2.9 second reload time. The recoil on the L96 is very high, of course, and it also, because it's a bolt action, has this kind of reloading animation, like this kind of wobble that happens after you shoot each shot, and that can be really confusing to get the hang of at first, kind of really distracting. But you get the hang of it eventually, and it's not a super big deal. The Hipfire on the L96 is actually one of the worst in the game. If you are using a crosshair, well, actually, so for snipers, any primary weapon in the recon class, it doesn't matter whether you use the crosshair or not in the and you can turn crosshair on in the main settings menu. The L96 hip spread is 3.2, which, like I said, is I think the second worst in the game, only behind the M107. So it's definitely not accurate at all for hip firing, which I kind of wish it was, because you can go for no scopes easier, but it's just not, and that's just one of those things. So the attachments for the L96, I'm not going to read them off, but they're on the screen here. A lot of different attachments, and through this video you've seen me use all these different attachments. I'll just go over what I tend to like. Honestly, my favorite attachment, so first of all, I never use a suppressor because there's no benefit at all, really. You're so far away that the reduced noise doesn't make you any stealthier, usually, unless you're trying to rush, but we just assume that most people are not going to be going full quickscope with the L96. So suppressors, completely pointless pretty much, and camo obviously doesn't make a difference, so use whatever you want there. In terms of scopes, I honestly just go with the default scope, which is having no attachment at all. That it's a medium zoom scope, and I honestly find that that's one of the most versatile ones there. However, if you're really a hardcore sniper and never get close range with people, then you probably want to consider having the scope attachment, because that's a higher zoom scope. Likewise, if you tend to like to rush with the L96 and want something really versatile and you're not used to that medium zoom scope yet, I like using one of the ACOG sights. I go on a pretty good kill streak with a couple of the ACOGs in this video here. Get a couple of nice kills with those. So ACOG sight can be a good fit. The holographic and the reflex sights I'm not really a fan of. Thermal can be good too, of course. You know, thermal's good on pretty much every weapon. So you know. So honestly, like, what I recommend is just using no attachment, but yeah, I would definitely check out the ACOG scopes and also the higher zoom scope. I think the ACOG scopes especially are a little underrated on the L96. And in terms of perks, I would definitely go with strong arms. That's what I tend to use whenever there are perks. I'm basically always running strong arms, because not only does that reduce the recoil, which isn't an issue on the L96 because it shoots so slow. The main benefit you get is that you have no sway. Your aim will not sway at all when you're using the L96. Now, I don't think this makes a difference when you have one of the lower zoom scopes on. I don't think it sways. I should know that. But especially if you're using the default scope or the sniper scope, you're going to have that sway in there. So you want to use strong arms to get rid of that. And then for the other perk, usually extra health is a good choice. Most of the other ones, like silent footsteps, sprinter, extended mags, move fast radius, just aren't really that useful. Move fast radius can be handy if you're doing sniper battles because it throws people off, but that's more niche. For like 90-95% of the people you play against, that's not even gonna matter. So extra health is usually just the way to go. I usually run regen just because I'm addicted to it, but yeah. So anyway, that's about the end of this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. L96 is a absolutely classic weapon in SkillWarz, so I hope I covered it well in this video. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments. I will read them and get back to you. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this, and I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you later.